In the darkness, there are flames that never go out. Not bright, not noisy, unnoticed by anyone. But it is they, those silent flames, that saved a person from the abyss and brought him to a new horizon. This is not a fairy tale. This is the story of an ordinary boy, like you, like me. A person who once stumbled, once despaired, once thought of giving up, but then stood up, thanks only to a small faith that no one saw. And maybe, after hearing this story, you will ask yourself, the silent faith in my heart, where is it sleeping? That young man's name is Ethan, 26 years old, born in a small town in Texas. Ethan's family was not well off. His father died when he was only 12, leaving his mother alone with mounting debts. She worked 2 jobs at the same time, selling groceries during the day and cleaning schools at night, just to support Ethan's education. She believed, as long as you study well, you will have a different future. That belief she gave to Ethan. But Ethan failed. He entered college full of hope, but then debts piled up. His grades were not high, and eventually, he dropped out halfway. His friends graduated and found stable jobs. Ethan wandered through all kinds of temporary jobs, handing out flyers, waiting tables, serving at a cafe. He heard the gossip, "You're not good enough. Be realistic. Stop dreaming. A guy like you can only do that." Ethan forced a smile, but inside each word was like a knife. Gradually, he believed he was truly useless. Every night when he came home to his small apartment, he looked in the mirror and whispered, "I'm just a failure." Then one day, bad news struck. His mother had a heart disease and needed urgent surgery. The cost was enormous. Ethan panicked. He ran everywhere looking for a decent job, but no one hired him. Companies rejected him because he had no qualifications, no experience, and no confidence. The whole world seemed to slam the door shut in front of him. One night, Ethan stood on a bridge looking at the rushing water below. He wondered, if I disappeared, would everything be easier? At that moment, his phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. "What did you once dream of? Don't forget it." It was a message from an old high school friend, someone who had succeeded, recalling that Ethan once dreamed of becoming a writer. Ethan smiled faintly. A writer? Now, how could that be possible? But deep inside, a small spark flickered. That night, Ethan opened the drawer and pulled out an old notebook. Inside, there were still unfinished stories he had written since he was 18 years old. The pages were yellowed. The handwriting was messy. But when he touched it, Ethan suddenly felt his heart stir. He remembered. In the past, he used to believe that as long as he could write a book, even a small one, his life would have meaning. That belief had never disappeared. It was just covered in dust. And now, it was awakening. Ethan decided to change. During the day, he still worked at the cafe, smiling at customers, wiping tables, making coffee. But at night, he sat by a small table, opened his old laptop and wrote. Every day, 2 hours of writing. 1 hour of reading books, learning new skills. He searched for online materials, bought secondhand books, learned for free from YouTube. Friends mocked him. Writing a book? Who will read it? Who do you think you are? Ethan didn't answer. He just kept typing. He sent manuscripts to many publishers. All rejected him. But he didn't give up. He learned how to self-publish ebooks. On the first day, his ebook sold 2 copies. He laughed. The buyers were probably just old friends. But then the next week, 10 copies. The next month, 50 copies. A small number, but for Ethan, it was proof that that quiet belief had begun to sprout. He continued, writing more, learning more, trying harder. Little by little, bit by bit. 1 year later, Ethan had 3 ebooks online. Although the income was not much, it was enough for him to contribute to his mother's hospital bills. On the day his mother was discharged, she held his hand and whispered through tears, "You have done it, not because of the money, but because you never lost faith. Ethan burst into tears. He understood that true victory is not about publishing books. It is not about having money, but it is about believing in yourself when the whole world doubts you. Ethan's story is a modern parable. It tells us that you don't need a great faith. You only need a small, quiet, steadfast faith, and nurture it with action. Maybe today you are tired, disappointed, thinking there is nothing left to hold on to. But try sitting down, looking deep inside yourself. Maybe somewhere, a small faith is still waiting for you to rekindle it. The question is, do you dare to believe even just once more in yourself?